Hi friends, you welcome to Shyam Institute. So then today we are discussing the current affairs of 29th May. So then have a look at these headlines given here. India's first gene-edited ship, International Mount Everest Day, and then world's richest monarch, and then Kenjunga, 10 industrial parks. So these are the headlines. We will discuss. In addition to this, then we'll discuss some more points. Okay. Then moving to the next one. Moving to the first one, first and foremost one. Then have a look at this one. This is the one. So then International Mount Everest Day 2025. Mount Everest Day 2025. Yeah, is observed on May 29th. May 29th. So this is the day like the first persons who climbed Everest, Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay, Tenzing Norgay from Nepal and Edmund Hillary from New Zealand. These two persons climbed Everest on May 29th, 1953. So then to remember the day observed as a Mount Everest Day. This particular day started being observing from since then 2008. So like here if you observe the theme for the year 2025, the theme for the year 2025, Everest is our pride, identity and now our responsibility. Identity, now our responsibility is a theme. Everest is our pride, identity and now our responsibility. Identity and now our responsibility. That is the one. So like the first blind person from India who climbed the Everest is Changjin Angma. Changjin Angma from Himachal Pradesh. Himachal. She climbed the Everest first. Blind person Everest first. And then first CISF superintendent who climbed the Everest is Geeta Samotha. And recently then a person who climbed the Everest 31 times, that is Kima Rita 31 times he climbed the Everest. That is a special thing. So this all about this International Mount Everest Day, that is absolutely observed on May 29th. Moving to the next one. RBI, Reserve Bank of India, paid 2,68,590.07 crores, 2,68,590 crores to the government in the form of dividend. Whenever you come across this particular word dividend, try to fix in your mind. Dividend is a interest on share. Dividend is interest on share. If you got some share in a particular company, on that on a regular basis, if you have got any amount as interest, that is called dividend. That is dividend. It may be 6 months once, it may be yearly once, whatever. Okay, so that is the context. That is dividend is a interest on share. So like Reserve Bank of India given this particular share to the government of India, that is 2,68,000 for the year. This is the dividend for the year 24-25. Earlier last but 1 year, like 23-24 for the particular year, then it was 2,10,000 crores. 2,10,000 crores dividend. So as of now, this is the highest amount given by the Reserve Bank of India in the form of dividend to government. Okay, that is a point. So this is the highest ever. 24-25 is the highest ever. And then the 616th meeting of this Reserve Bank of India recently held. In that particular meeting, the Central Board of Directors, the CBD, decided this particular lump sum amount to be transferred to the government of India in the form of dividend for the year 24-25. That is one. And moving to the next one. Yes, 8.25 interest rate. This interest rate, then there is a chance to get asked for in the form of employee provident fund. Employee PF provident fund, then the interest rate announced for the last year 24-25 is stood at 8.25%. The interest on the provident fund of all the employees, government as well as private employees, certified employees, private recognized employees, then they fixed a provident fund interest rate of 8.25%. And then if you observe the other interest rates like small savings interest rates, Sukanya Samriddhi account at present 8.2% is the interest rate. Sukanya Samriddhi account introduced under Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. Beti Bachao and Beti Padhao. Beti Padhao. And then public provident fund we can invest these Sukanya Samriddhi and public provident fund in banks that stood at 7.1% interest rate. And Kisan Vikas Patras, post offices and the national savings certificates as well post offices, then Kisan Vikas Patras mature in the amount will be doubled in 115 months. These type of questions they may ask in the exam. So in how many days the Kisan Vikas Patras investments get double? If you invest 10 lakhs in Kisan Vikas Patras, from now onwards, like after 115 months, then you may get a doubled amount. 10 lakhs, then if you have invested 20 lakhs you get after 115 months. There is a context here. Then national savings certificates, then they are yielding 7.7% interest rate. There is a one. Okay, moving to the next one. Yes, Shubman Gill. Shubman Gill considered as the new coming test series captain. So he will be the 37th captain of the Test cricket series of from India. Test cricket 37th Test cricket captain, 37th Test cricket, and 36th was the Jasprit Bumrah, and 35th was the Rohit Sharma. And for the Test series, the first captain was C.K. Naidu. C.K. Naidu was the first person who became the captain during 1933 and 34. During 1933 and 34, he was before independence, he was the captain, and then later on his name one trophy also announced in cricket, that is a C.K. Naidu trophy. So cricket related. And then here, like if you observe the first person post independence, that is Patodi, Ali Khan Patodi, first captain for the independence India. And the next was Lala Amarnath. This is Ali Khan Patodi, then he is a father of the famous film actor Saif Ali Khan's father. So that is the context here. Then for ODIs, one day international, Rohit Sharma is a captain, present captain. And for T20 international, then who is the captain? Then try to comment here. Who is the T20 international captain of India at present? Try to comment here. I'm moving to the next one. Yes, come here. Dizzy Lakshmi. Dizzy Lakshmi is a concept introduced. Dizzy Lakshmi is a scheme introduced to empower the women. Women empowerment program introduced by the AP government to ensure that like the women who has got 3+ years of experience as a member of self-help group, they are considered and they are treated, they are eligible to get start a Dizzy Lakshmi center. Dizzy Lakshmi centers are earlier Me Seva centers given to a women into the control of a women in general. So that is a concept. For this, then the eligibility criteria is that they should attain 3 years of self-help group membership, and then they should be in between 21 to 45 years of age. And then if these two conditions, then if they pass it through, certainly then 2 lakhs rupees then given as a loan to them to get established a Dizzy Lakshmi center, then which supports each and every operation. However, then these Me Sevas are worked. Similar function. Okay, there is a context here. Moving to the next one. Have a look at this Kanchenjunga. Then Kanchenjunga, then in earlier sections, then so lower classes we discussed saying that this is the India's world's third largest peak. Yes or no? So third largest. First is Everest, second is K2, and third one is anyways Kanchenjunga. So recently this state government of Sikkim announced that they are going to stop climbing this particular peak. So like the reason behind this one is, then they believe the locals believe that then their holy goddess Zonga lives in this particular place. So then that's the reason they simply immediately then they stopped this time this particular climbing this particular peak. Okay, so then third biggest, as I mentioned earlier, third biggest cliff on the earth. And then this particular Kanchenjunga observed as a UNESCO heritage site in 2016. UNESCO heritage site, it was a very famous one, Kanchenjunga. Moving to the next one. Yes, the world's richest monarch. The world's richest monarch, you can observe this person, the Thailand's Vajiralongkorn. He is a person, the king of Thailand, then stood as the wealthiest king in the world, wealthiest person in the world, wealthiest king in the world, we can say. So like if you observe him, he is also called King Rama X. He is also called King Rama X. King Rama X. And then his worth of his property is worth $30 to $70 billion. $30 to $70 billion. So imagine. So after 7, there will be 14 zeros. There's a number. It's more than the mobile number. Yes or no? That is his wealth. So he's having around 300 plus Rolls Royce cars, and then 52 pairs of shoes, golden shoes, his own jets. So likewise, like that, like he's a wealthiest king in the world. He is in news in general. This particular person should be supposed to be the richest person, because then we know King Charles III is a king of Britain at present. So his mother, we know, very familiar lady, then recently passed, recently in the sense before last year passed, then Elizabeth, Queen Elizabeth II. So then he is the son of Elizabeth. Right now the king of the Britain, then he stood at second position, but he is supposed to be the first person, because then they ruled several countries, 50 plus nations, they looted as well, we can say. So that is the context. So he $40 billion, with the $40 billion of wealth, he stood in second position. Okay, so first position by Thailand's king Vajiralongkorn. Okay, there's a point. Moving to the next one. Yeah, a famous book called Fearless. Fearless is a book written by, is an autobiography written by Mohinder Amarnath. He's a cricketer, famous cricketer. It is a memoir. So remembering his golden days of cricket, he wrote a book called Fearless. What is the name of book? Fearless, with Rajendra Amarnath. He wrote this particular book. Rajendra Amarnath. What is the name of the book? Fearless. Moving to the next one. One more book here we have. That is Stump. This is also cricket related one. Stump is a autobiography of Kirmani, Syed Kirmani. Syed Kirmani's autobiography. That is Stumped. That is called Stumped. Life behind and beyond the 2020 ads. So however how the life will be then if you are playing as a cricketer, and then in between the stumps and then beyond the stumps. That is the context here. So the name, it's named as Stumped. Moving to the next one and the important one. Have a look at this one. India's first gene edited sheep. Gene edited sheep. Recently this was observed in Kashmir. This was observed in Kashmir. A Kashmir university announced this one. So for to improve the muzzle of this particular sheep, they introduced a concept called it's a known one, that is a gene editing process. That is called CRISPR-Cas9. This is the technology used. CRISPR-Cas9. There is a gene editing process. So like for these sheep to get 30% more flesh or that meat, they introduced this particular context, and then they were edited myostatin of that particular sheep. With this particular editing process, then their muscle will get developed. With that, the flesh will improve more. So the meat, valuable quality meat we may get with this particular gene editing process. This is the burning concept in the market at present, gene editing. This particular for this particular concept, then the pioneers we can call. Pioneers were Emmanuel Charpentier and then Jennifer Doudna. These two persons, then Emmanuel Carpenter from France and then Jennifer Doudna from USA, they discovered this particular, they invented this CRISPR-Cas9 technology. With this, the gene editing process is very simple. So costliest affair, but anyways, like once you have gene edited for next generation, the positive results will get. So you can produce n number of expected results. That is a concept here. So like Emmanuel Carpenter and Jennifer Doudna, these two persons got a Nobel Prize in 2020 for this CRISPR-Cas technology. CRISPR-Cas9 technology. There's a concept here. So then that is India's first gene edited sheep. Moving to the next one, and then have a look at this one. The industrial parks. The AP government given approval for 10 industrial parks in different districts. The first one is Anakapalli, a cashew industry, a progressing industry, and like Annamaya, and then Bapatla, aquaculture projects, general engineering, Chittur, food processing, East Godavari, agriculture products, Guntur, Kakinada, Srikakulam, West Godavari, and Vijayanagaram. So different districts and like their respective areas, they announced 10 industrial parks they are going to get introduced. So then to attract more and more industries to these particular districts, they announced this particular 10 industries. In the AP government, APIIC, Andhra Pradesh Industrial Infrastructure Corporation, then which is located at Mangalagiri of Guntur. The present chairman is Mantana Ramaraju. Mantana Ramaraju is a present chairman of this particular institution or corporation, we can say. So then these are current affairs for the day. We will meet in the tomorrow session with the continuation of this one. Thank you and all the best.